September and June is slang in the chat. It's he's slaying in the chat, man. He's killing it. But yeah, we have a bunch of questions coming up today, everybody. If you do have those questions, drop them in the chat. And in the meantime, we're gonna be getting into the thing here. I should have known that was the lead into a joke. How I did not know that was the lead into a joke, I don't know. September. Shame on me. Actually, let's do this. First question is from Vincent in the chat. I used to homebrew on gas, then induction, and now use elements. I've noticed with elements, I get much lower malt intensity at the same gravities. Is this common? Lower Maillard reaction, perhaps? Yeah, man. I think that's a real. I think that's a real possibility. Of course, we're going to say that, all other things constant, right? So if you're talking about the Munich Helles that you've brewed before on these, like the standard house recipe, your house pale ale, your house IPA, your house blonde ale, things like that, and you've been running that beer, that recipe the entire time, it, and then you see here that you're getting something different out of it, and in this case, quote unquote lower malt intensity. I think sometimes we can overlook things like that, and heating in particular. On the pro side, we tend to see either direct fire or steam. Steam is a gentler heat, which can potentially reduce the amount of Maillard reactions or Browning reactions that can happen in the kettle. Maillard reactions are great. They can add depth. That's what we're talking about when we talk about melanoidin type malts, different things like that. Sometimes like a toastiness. Sometimes people even talk about like a little bit of like a caramely type thing. But there can be a depth with that, as you mentioned. And I would say, yeah, if you're in a situation where with the electric elements, and he says now uses elements, I would have maybe thought that with the elements that you're using, maybe those elements are ripping really hot, and then you're driving these Maillard reactions. But maybe it's just the opposite. Maybe the intensity of those coils is actually lower than the intensity of your other heating sources that you've used in the past. And so, yeah, maybe you're getting a little less Maillard reaction out of your boil, a little less color, a little less flavor development out of it. And I would say that's really possible, man. I think that's a pretty good way to approach it. Again, assuming all other things constant, same malts. And actually, Vincent, you're welcome. I feel fine. I just have kind of like this, and honestly, all day I haven't even really had this cough. Like, it's just I've been feeling great. I was sick last week, but I'm actually fine right now. But yeah, man, I think that's kind of it in a nutshell. So appreciate you jumping in the chat, and appreciate asking the question. All right, everybody, thank you so much for watching. If you feel as if you got any value out of the video, please like and subscribe. There are also other videos that you can watch. They're going to maybe be over here or over here. Appreciate you watching.